because now you have the cheapest lead ever, because now they give you leads, referrals. You don't have to spend money on that, right? They're just giving you referrals, referrals, referrals.
And what other like scrappy marketing moves have worked well for you?
Another month later, the guy calls like, Martin, you got to stop this. I'm looking at the camera right now. You guys own the entire gym. Little nugget here. If you have a lead that's a full repair, I love it, because not because it's a repair, it's a low cost. It means that people are calling me first. It's so easy. How many have you done, Tim, right? You've done like so many, man. You're crushing it, by the way. I love your podcast. You come such a long way from doing the first podcast. I remember, again, the one you came in Myrtle Beach, night and day, man. Congratulations. You're doing outstanding. Proud of you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we're 350 episodes in on the Hook Better Leads podcast, and this is the second time we've had Martin Pettigrew on. We're talking about the 5 times rule and why you should be marketing in smaller areas, and we're talking about marketing for referrals a little bit. So we're going to be touching on all that in this podcast. Martin, you've built an incredibly strong brand presence in the community. What marketing strategies have been the most effective for keeping Monarch Roofing top of mind locally?
That's a great question, Tim. And we were discussing just a little bit before, and it's not never like about one thing, right? Like a lot of people are looking for the magic wand. I don't think there's anything like this out there. I think it's accumulation, and everybody knows that. But what I think the things we've done well in the past is really going into after referrals and not spending our money onto things that are a little bit of branding, right? So there's branding and marketing, and there's referral creation. So what we like to think about is any activity that's going to create some referrals for us. Talking about like yard sign, that's from a job site, right? If you do a job, current job, a mailer where you're installing where you have work, your truck wrap, and really anything that's surrounded from that job, like a gift box after the job is completed. Asking for a Google review. I remember you had a little challenge a couple years ago. I think we did pretty well on that thing. I would put money there. You own money from your own company. That's the power, because one can become two. We say one becomes three. For salesmen in general, like when we have a job that we sell, we're gonna get 3 out of it. We're gonna get one roof, then we're gonna get 3, then we're gonna get the whole street, and then we're gonna get a whole neighborhood. In Myrtle Beach, Hilton, and Wilmington, we don't have many big areas. Like it's a smaller community, about 100,000 each one of them. We don't have the luxury to go mass, but we have the luxury to go very, it's easy for us to get lost even in a small area. We really want to do one neighborhood at a time. And when we started doing this, it's 2013. We sold one roof in the neighborhood, and our salesman, which we transitioned from that, but he was really hands-on. We didn't have superintendent back then, but he stayed on the job site. That validated for us having superintendent per job site. And he couldn't get out of the neighborhood. He sold one, sold another one, and we ended up doing 200 roofs in that neighborhood from him being around and talking to people, talking to homeowner, having dog treats with him, do the simple things. Just when people walk by, be courteous. And then when you have a roof that needs help in one neighborhood, most likely it's either the old age, you have storm damage, so they all qualified already. So that's where I would put my money, to do those little things. The fundamentals, master them fundamentals. It's easy to miss we're installing postcard, we're doing a roof in that neighborhood. It's really easy to miss that. But make sure it doesn't get missed. They're gonna see your truck, your yard sign, your trailer, your guys that have the shirt, your superintendent. Hopefully you have a superintendent there to do door tags and to be on site. And that superintendent, I'm put him in as an expense as well for marketing, because he can create leads, door knocking, even door tags, easy stuff. So that's where we're able to create a lot of momentum for our company. And of course, as we're growing, now we do a little bit more. We're going to do other things like billboards. We have a lot of billboards. Come to Myrtle Beach, like Martin, you're lying. You have a billboard, your building is a billboard. You see trucks everywhere. So we're like everywhere in the community as well. We sponsor a lot of things. But that is almost extra. It helps us to close our closing rates to be higher, because you see the company so many times, right? So they said Grant Cardone's got a great stat that says 85% of the sales occurs after 12 touch. So every 12 times you see your logo, your sign, talk to somebody, see your company, you have an opportunity to close your job. So my question for you will be, for any roofing contractors, is what do you do to get to 12 times before your salesman actually hits the door? That should be your target. How can I, and you, with that mindset, if you spread your money through, like if you're in a city, if you're uh, $500,000, 1,000 people, and you spread your marketing, they might see one, two, three times. That's not enough. Go smaller. I got to get to 12 times before my salesman hits the door. And for those branding activity, I like to use all my resource because it's expensive. So we say like we need to co-op it or we're not going to do it. So if we can get some money from manufacturer or suppliers, and I'm probably putting some pressure on some suppliers, some manufacturer, but we all know if you sell a lot of roof, you'll be able to get some funds to help you for those expenses. So don't be afraid to ask your rep to help you even with billboards or wrap or any expenses that are branding, not actual referral creating.
Mm, I like that. The temptation for a lot of these companies is to spread their marketing too thin. I don't know why, but it's like we're in a 100,000 person city, but for some reason I need to go over there. I think it might be a little bit of storm culture, right? Like the tendency, oh, it's over there. Oh, it's like it's shiny object syndrome. It's squirrel a little bit. But how do you decide where to focus your marketing efforts for the biggest impact? Even at your size now, like what is it like? How do you allocate to for the biggest impact?
Biggest, I mean, it's where we see some opportunities, right? Like if I go back, first billboard we put it right in front of a neighborhood that we were doing work. We saw there was an opportunity. That's the 200 roofs we did at that neighborhood. But we put the billboard right there. We didn't put a billboard somewhere and hoping people would see it and call us. That's a very small margin of success, right? So I'm like, okay, let's overkill this. So people that are in that neighborhood, they know us so much. They're going to use us. There's no doubt about it. So they get flyers about mailers. They get handwritten letters. They see your trucks. They see your yard sign, and they see a billboard. Uh, Really targeting. There's no need to, I mean, my opinion, to grow so wide when you find an area where there needs to be work done, like roofs are older, like the whole Myrtle Beach doesn't have old roofs. So let's target into those areas. That's how we decide really. And that leads to step one, right? Tim, like we're getting to a neighborhood. Okay, how do we get and keep going through that neighborhood? I think some of those things again, it becomes like how great your team is to create more leads from that lead and to hopefully get such a good customer experience through the process. A lot of times we sell the roof like sold, done, I'll see you later. Let's try to get the next sell, the next sell. Can we slow down here and make sure that the process is so awesome? The homeowner is so happy because you made a courtesy call on the way. You review the color of the shingles. You review the project before it started. You have a superintendent on site. You walk through the project when the job is finished. You give them a gift box of appreciation. Like you just finished the roof. Like they should be giving you a gift box. No. You give back. Give them a gift box. At that point, they're so excited. They can become a promoter. Once you become a promoter, you win because now you have the cheapest lead ever because now they give you leads, referrals. You don't have to spend money on that, right? They're just giving you referrals to other people. And I think that's how you gain neighborhoods. And it's a lot harder to close a deal on the postcard than it is as a referral. So when we look at our salesmen, the implementation of the roofing machine really helped out a lot with inside sales and superintendent on sites. But our closing rate went from 33% to 55%. Something happened. It's not just because we have better leads coming in or better marketing. It's because the service, the customer experience was so much better. There's so much more attention that people don't even look anywhere else. So we're helping our salesmen, even though they're trained, they're great. We help them truly to have the best opportunity to close so many deals.
And if you haven't read The Roofing Machine yet, it's the best book that roofing has. So go read it now. It's really, really good. You guys made that book look nice too. I like the feel. It's like I got the hardcover. I don't know if there's a soft cover, but it looks nice too. I'm thinking about books right now, you know. Your team has done some creative stuff, right? Like photos of the trucks in front of local businesses and leaving positive reviews. What inspired that? And what other like scrappy marketing moves have worked well for you?
So so the Google review, you're right. So there's option if you go to a location, a restaurant, you can take a picture of your plate or whatever it is, and give a Google review to the restaurant, let's say, and take a picture of your meal. So what I started doing is just put my phone, and my phone cover had a Monarch Roofing logo on it. So when I took a picture of the food, I had a Monarch Roofing logo right on it. So we started doing this for fun, and I started taking my picture of my truck in front of a gas station, easy stuff, while I'm going. But really, the first one was almost like I don't want to be malicious, but I was like, okay, I want to make sure that everybody knows that Monarch Roofing exists and they see our trucks. So I'm going to put it where all the roofers are going. I'm going to put it in front of suppliers. So we went to the local ABC, took a picture in front of it, and then it was pretty quick that they're like, called me like, Martin, how the hell did you put your damn truck in front of my office? Everybody's so mad right now. They think we sponsor you now. So we left it there, of course, but then we went like, all right, it's working. Somebody's seen it, because I don't know if anybody's seen it, you know. So that was the first one. So we did that for all the supplier. And it's almost like you don't really get leads out of it much, but, you know, it's still... but just I was looking today, and I get emails when I get a lot of reviews and stuff. So far, we're over 30 million views from those Google pictures and reviews. So, I mean, it doesn't cost anything, and it's not going to, you know, I don't think we have many leads from it, but we'll talk about closing percentage here. It probably helps a little bit. And it's so simple, right? The gas station, take a picture, you're putting gas in. Doesn't take much time.
Contractors love the catch-all because it makes every single one of their roof builds easier and more profitable. Protective netting wraps facade and landscaping to prevent from left-behind nails and damage. Homeowner referrals bring you more jobs, and insurance supplements bring you more profits. But my favorite part, the branding.
But you've done so much branding, you know, and it's hard for home service businesses, roofers, to get excited about branding sometimes. You know, like, I think the first thing, we're not just talking about logo, right? We're talking about getting the logo out and getting everyone to know about us and having them feel some type of way about our logo. Like, they feel good about our logo. That's like the ultimate thing. And I think, and from examples like you, basically this is about, I believe in all this because of companies like you, is that the sale gets easier. And the leads are better when your brand is everywhere. So that's what I really am trying to get people to believe, is the leads are better, and you get more leads like for cheaper long term because of branding. So like, I don't know if there's any other like stories you could tell about that, because I think you're one of the best examples on this topic of like even your guys, like, let's say like we do your PPC, right? The cost per lead is way lower than our average, to be honest with you. And that's partly because, and we try to separate out brand too, but for some reason your ads just outperform everybody's. I could never promise everyone that cost per lead, because your guys you have so much branding everywhere that it just drives down. So if they see Monarch Roofing on the ad, it's like cheaper.
That's awesome, man. I didn't know that. That's great. And thank you for doing all this stuff for us. You know, it's been a blessing to find you and to get to work with you over the years. Yeah, some of the things like we want to be everywhere. So if I'm going to do an event, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to sponsor something, I'm not just going to do a small sponsor. For example, if it's a golf tournament, okay, so we have this golf tournaments here. You can buy a yard sign for $100 or $500, like, but a yard sign on a tee box on the hole, I never remember any. I don't care if you see like, oh, logo, yeah, but you don't know. If you're going to sponsor the event, sponsor the event. And don't just sponsor the event to have, again, even if it's a flyer, you spend more money, but then you own the scorecard, have people there. So every time we did golf tournament, and we're still doing some, we'll have like either we'll sponsor, we'll come up with this, because people don't really, you have to come up with your own idea a lot of times, right? So we either add a tent on the hole, so we'll serve drinks or water or Gatorade, or we'll have like a cannon gun. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but there's a great company, I can send you the link, that does that, and they'll do it for you. You raise money for the foundation, wherever the golf tournament is for, and then people have a memory attached to the logo. Now they're like, Monarch Roofing hole was so incredible because they have a cannon. Or like whenever the people drive in, when you do the setup at the golf bike drop, you have gifts there, and everybody's like walk through the Monarch Roofing tent at the beginning. That makes it easier because it's in and out. They don't have to stay there all day. That's been, I mean, if you're going to sponsor something, have people involved with it. Just don't sponsor it. If you have to, sometimes it happens, but the more
No,
involved you
I
are with
agree.
it.
I agree. Every time I see like these industry events or whatever, and I see somebody sponsor but they didn't come, I'm like, it's really the being involved. It's the community involvement that actually gets the good vibes. It's not just the putting your logo on stuff.
And it's hard to commit to it sometimes because you're like, well, like Tim, hey buddy, you're gonna have a 6 event this week. You're like, I can't go to
Yeah,
6 event. Like that's
yeah,
impossible,
yeah.
right? So building a team and people that are passionate about creating relationship with other people. Talk about this about personality type that we look for those positions, but they create a relationship bond that when you have that, the trust, they know you, they trust you, they're gonna buy from you. So it's a lot more, and it's really hard to gauge this position, by the way, if you have an outside marketing person, into funds, because it's hard to keep track of it. You can't keep track of, hey, how did you hear from us? Well, I know this guy, I know this guy, but a lot of times, like I've just seen you guys, but it really works. When you look at the end of the month, your numbers are higher, your close rate is higher. So you mentioned that all the time. It's accumulation of things, but there's some of those items that you can't really cut short because building relationship in the community, man, it's hard to beat that. And to go back to your point a little bit about how you can be involved. We're everywhere. So I'll give you a funny story. You heard about the 430 Club, the gym?
I feel like I've seen that maybe.
Okay, so Monarch Maniacs, we'll go to Gym 430. We started this like 2 years ago with Joe. Joe is you play football at Maryland, is a big guy. Jack was a running back. So he helps us to train properly. You push our limits all the time, but also into the right way to do it, right? So it's not, don't lift like this, lift like this. So we prevent injuries and we can push yourself to the max. So it's at 4:30 every morning till 5:30. And then we go to this gym. Okay, we started, it was like 3-4 guys. Then we added on more people, Monarch, we got to probably like 10 guys and girls to the 430 Club. It's very cool. And then we get a call from the gym owner. He's like, hey, Martin, there's a lot of people now. You have like 10 people going to the gym. Well, what's going on? I see through the camera because like, you have a camera on us and working out. It's like, yeah, I see you guys are everywhere. I'm like, all right, well, we'll spread out a little bit, And then another month goes by. But meanwhile, we wear these shirts, right? Monarch Maniacs. We identify ourselves, Monarch Maniacs everywhere, Monarch Maniacs. It will come 430 Club, Maniacs. And then people, when we get shirts, they start asking us, hey, can I get a shirt? I'm like, well, I'm not going to say no, right? I'm like, all right, I give a shirt to one guy. And then the other guy, you give him a shirt to this guy, I want to give you a shirt to me. But they're not Monarch employees. They're just people that go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. Tim, it was a disaster. Another month later, the guy calls like, Martin, you got to stop this. I'm looking at the camera right now. You guys own the entire gym. I have nobody that can work out that's not a Monarch Maniac. This is crazy. I'm like,
That's awesome.
hey, Patrick, this is half is Monarch. The other half, they just wear a Monarch shirt. You wouldn't believe it. You had to come to, it was a big ordeal. But that's creating, okay, if you can get other people to start wearing your shirt, your hats, like, oh my gosh. If they wear the shirt, are they going to say, hey, do you know a roofer? They can refer you all day, every time, everywhere. They're going to start wearing on weekends. They're going to start working at night, and our shirts are really nice. We had some Nikes, some Grayson, some very special edition. And our guys, talk about branding. Like we have stories of guys that wear the shirt all the time. You go to Costco, you have a Monarch shirt, somebody stops you. Hey, I need a roof, or I heard about you, or you did my roof, thank you very much, something. And then we have guys that even wear it at the church on Sunday, that's next level. I haven't done that yet, but he got a lead, and he got the pastor asking, oh, you're in roofing? Great, because I had a lead. Can you look at it? And we end up doing the church roof. Like, if you really, okay, I'm going to get some leads, I'm going to brand it. You don't have to spend a ton of money. Everything I just said there, like, it's a shirt, you just wear it. And you look professional, drive your company truck,
I got to dive into this swag thing for a second, because you guys have excellent swag. I think, like, it's the quality of the product too. Like sometimes it's not just like get all these things and get it terribly embroidered. It's like it's nice. You actually go for stuff that you'd actually want to wear, high end stuff. So where's the line? Because I've on the other extreme, I've got companies that are clients that like have it under lock and key, and it's really, or even other good ones that are like a home service company out of Utah. They have like they have swag bucks. So like you can I don't know, earn rewards and then they give you swag. So why are you do you guys have some kind of earning the swag, or how do you proliferate that out without like it's kind of, I mean, swag does get kind of expensive. Like
Yeah.
if you're, cause we're getting really into swag now, we do a lot more. It gets kind of expensive because I get excited and I want to do like
Mhm.
all kinds of nice different items.
Yeah, probably on the side of spending too much, like you, Tim,
Yeah.
on this. So
Yeah.
we'll have to scale it back sometimes. But I don't buy anything that I would not wear myself. And when we had new marketing people, like I'm talking about like 6 years ago, like they bought swag. I'm like, we're not wearing that. Like it was embroidery. Like no, we're not doing that. We'll throw it away, like literally, because I don't like the brand. And that sounds crazy. So like, okay, let's identify what brands we like to wear. Anybody can be anything. Doesn't matter. It could be there's so many great brands out there. It doesn't have to be expensive too. If you can shop online and find some good deals, um,
Hmm.
or like local company will do the embroidery and the shirt. It's
Yeah.
normally even cheaper.
I think like for a second there, I was trying to like get it, the brands that the embroiderers would recommend, but now we're like getting the brands we like and then giving it to the embroiderer. So I feel like that's even just like a level up.
Yeah, yeah, we do this all the time, and we're lucky to have outlets here, so it's good. And again, at one point, you can't just do we can't go to outlets because we need 100 shirts, so it doesn't work anymore,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
like, you have to buy online. So we get to different problems at different. They say like for every level of your business, there's another devil. So it's like at 1 million, yeah, I can go outlets, buy 10 shirts, we're good, we'll look really good. We have 50% off on the shirt, great. Now I can't do this as much, so everything is more expensive. But the to answer your question, it's not, it's always towards a good habit, right? We just don't give things for nothing. Always give a message behind when you give something. So they make a timeout to like, hey guys, I really, we crushed it this month. We did so many reviews, or we sold so much. I got some special swag for everybody. Boom. That's what we give. We do this a lot. It's a good reinforcer. Everybody wants the special edition shirts. Um, and then every month, depending on the division department that there's three different locations, right? Hilton and Wilmington, Myrtle Beach. But let's say for Myrtle Beach, you have commercial, residential, repair, tear off, and they have so much. When they do the sales, it's pure on sales. They get funds, like they call it chips. They're like poker chips, and then the managers can spend the money the way they want to on Monarch Roofing gears. So they have like a store. And again, like now you're like, oh man, how do you get to this? You don't need that if you're, 2-3 million, doesn't matter. Like you can just, hey, I need shirts, hey, no problem. But at one point it gets to, all right, we need to have organized store. So they can spend that. And it's not like, oh, you have privilege to different department, different, because it's like a lot of kids now, right? So they spend on depending on how much they actually made for the company. And the ninth of the month, like, again, you could go to employees, they get so much. The best salesman would get some points or some points. The best CSR per position, they'll get opportunity to have some money to spend on swag.
So Rilla allows you to listen to it's an AI in your pocket, listens to the appointment. It's pretty crazy what it can do. It gives a script, gives everything they said, it breaks down some statistics for you.
Analyze talk ratio, interactivity, like how you and I are interacting back and forth, longest modeling, like all those things.
This is the shit that I most believe in AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Enhancing the
You're
user
about to put
experience.
math and data around something that used to be my magic skill.
So swag ends up being part of like the local domination strategy. Like essentially, is there any other like we've got truck wraps? You guys do creative, different truck wraps a lot of times. Like I've seen a lot of different varieties of Monarch, but it's all like very branded, very like a lot of the same colors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's the yard signs, mailers. Do you guys knock around jobs?
Yes, of course. Yes.
I didn't want to assume, but I would think. And then trying to think about anything else. Like we talked about the reviews strategy, we talked about swag, really nice swag that people actually want to wear. Is there anything else that's like makes you guys feel everywhere? Because I think that's kind of what we want, right?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, the dumpster trailer, they wrap Monarch Roofing. It's same thing, like you can have like you said about the truck or the trailer. Sometimes we're trying to do something that's just not Monarch Roofing. It's great to have Monarch Roofing, right? I love it. But then we'll keep the logo is almost identical on every single vehicle. But then around we'll change a couple things. So one says it's the knight that speaks in the back. It says, "Don't stop till you feel outstandingly proud of yourself." So it's silly, but it's like a little motivational quote on the truck, that the knight. But it's very small, right? Like if you'll have to be stopped at the light to see it. But we get feedback on this, like, "Hey, you guys are so positive. Why are you so positive? Why is there such an energy about Monarch? I want to be like, I want to be that." Um, so that's, I mean, the trucks, and again, that's everywhere. And then investing into the structure too. Like you're talking about outside marketing, having somebody that can go to BNI, man, BNI, or there's different companies out there, but here it's very popular. So having somebody in those seats, and like anything else, if you just go to BNI, if you just go to sponsor a golf course, you just put a yard sign in. If you just go to BNI to be at BNI, nothing's going to happen. You need to be involved. You need to do your one-to-ones. You need to create referrals for other people. Then you'll get a lot back. But that's been, I mean, cheat code like that. Again, it requires energy. That's what people don't want to do. Everybody wants to get, I give you money, give me leads. You'll give leads, but your leads, like if you don't have a brand, man, it's going to be hard to close.
Yeah, exactly. I thought also the best part about BNI and learning from that. I don't go because I don't do a local business, so it doesn't quite make as much sense. But the best part was learning how to market for referrals, right? Because you get your little like one-liner down,
Yeah.
like and then you kind of help other people sell you, So that's the best thing, if nothing else. And I think it's a really good thing. I've got people in our area that use BNI, and we go to networking events for ourselves. Obviously, it's just different, but it's that idea that you got to get ingrained in your head, and BNI does that incredibly well. Like, learn how to say it quick enough and allow other people to promote you for you. And that idea is like not that complicated, but it's really, really empowering and powerful. How do you kind of think about that? I know we talked about that a little bit already, but like the idea of marketing for referrals versus just leads. Like my thing is always that it's such a higher closing rate on referrals. So I want all my leads to be referrals. Like even, social media leads, I want them to be kind of a little bit like referred. I like referred leads.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. Referrals all day, all day, all day. If you can get, especially, yeah, the bigger a company is, the harder it is because you're looking at, okay, we have so much money budgeting. The smaller the company is, the more intentional you have to be with your referrals. The customer experience needs to be flawless. It's got to be flawless. That should be your goal. And just like you mentioned, the BNI is to be disturbing. Don't be afraid to be disturbing, to be different. I see so many good companies that have flashy logos or flashy colors. That's great. Be disturbing. Don't show me, I'm going to put a magnet on the side of my truck. It's good enough. No, but wrap your truck, wrap it loud, get a billboard. Don't just put your name out there. Put a golf cart through it. We can fix that. Be intentional. Or, man, I read something about this. I think it came from the book, Build a Story Brand. I think that was the book, and it would talk about like do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for your publicity, like your logos or your information. 1, 2, 3, like just do it. There's one of them. They were talking about this. I'm loving it. McDonald's, when you hear this, like, yeah, of course I know that. So last year we came up, everybody's gonna steal this. Hopefully everybody steals it. It's good. We fix roof. We fix roof. Easy. And our competition here, knowing your market a little bit, a lot of them don't want to do repairs. They just want to replace roof. I'm like, well, if I get a lead, okay. Little nugget here. If you have a lead that's a full repair, I love it because not because it's a repair, it's a low cost. It means that people are calling me first. Because when I get there, and nobody wants to call you, Tim, and say, hey, Tim, hey, Martin, I want to get a full roof replacement and I have one little leak. I want to fix my leak and it costs me $500, not $50,000, right? So they want to go for a lower ticket. So that's what we see a lot. I want to get we had this problem, Tim, when we're in Wilmington. Our salesmen were telling us this, okay? So you see patterns of information. The pattern was, we're always too high. I said, how are we always too high on our price? Like, yeah, the customer get there, he got 5 proposals. We're the highest. I'm like, how do they get 5 freaking proposals? You ever get to a time when you have 1 proposal and it's you? No. So that's learning into a new location. Like, let's step back. Like, okay, how did we start? We didn't have branding. Branding was not strong enough. So now we have to, okay, people need to know us, so they call us first. And some of those things we've done, but that was before we had the We Fix Roof. But We Fix Roof, that's an easy one in, especially smaller company, because big companies, a lot of times, they don't want to mess with the repairs, or they're 6 weeks out, they're too far behind. That gives you a new opportunity to really push repairs. And repairs, again, we turn so many repairs into new roof. People, if they call you for repair, they're likely because you're the first one they call. They just don't want to tell you. They probably need a new roof. They want to see if they can patch it and save another 5 years.
And I'm kind of trying to popularize this idea of the 5 times rule. You even said, like, because you're more hardcore, you do the 12 times. I want to see this 12 times before we even get there. But if we could just get more roofing and home service companies to do 5 times, that would be a big deal, because a lot of people are spreading themselves too thin. Is there any drawbacks to being so repetitive? Like, and I don't know, like, maybe there's not, but is there any drawbacks? Does anyone ever be like, why do I see you so much? Or is there anything? Because I think a lot of people think that people are going to get annoyed or bored of them. But most of the time people don't care about you, so they don't really think of it that way. I don't know.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
think of it?
interesting. I don't think we ever have a bad. I'm trying to think of a negative feedback. There's been some negative sometimes on email marketing, where we keep emailing, and there was one time where it was a little bit of a learning curve. I would say glitch, because I'll blame it on something else, but it was our fault. Like, the email strategy was not, if they opened the email, we kept sending email. It should have stopped the email sending. So that was, we have some negative feedback on that a little bit. But as far as
Generally, yeah, you don't generally have too much negative stuff that happens from being so consistent.
number one, okay, in growth and leadership, I think that's very important, that when we hire people that they have hopefully they get level 2 or 3. But level 1 is they want personal things. Like, they're going to be focusing on money. They're going to be focusing on, like, why do you need a job now, Tim? Well, I need a job because I want to make money. I want a new car. I want things. That's level 1, okay? That we don't really care about those people. We try not to have those, because they're not going to be loyal. They're not going to be with a company for a long time. We want to get to at least level 2. Level 2 is self-improvement. They care about personal growth. And everybody in an interview, nobody has ever said, like, I don't want to grow, okay? So you have to ask more questions. If they say, I want to grow, say, what kind of books are you reading? Or you have a mentor, you watch YouTube podcasts, you watch Tim Brown's podcast to learn and grow. That's level 2. And level 3, I think that's where I can answer your question. That's the most powerful, is to the community. And level 2 is also growth and be part of a team for your brothers and sisters. We hear this a lot with military veterans. They say, like, I did it for my country, but I did it for my brother and my sister. I did the impossible because I cannot let my brother die out there. So I went in and I went to risk my life. They do heroic things, right? That's level 2. Level 3 is for the community. Like, what do you do for your community? Like, I feel like, being an immigrant, I'm from Canada. I don't feel like in some weird way, man, I'm even though Canada's not that far off, but there's 248 years of greatness in this country. I've just come in and I'm really successful and I'm blowing up this thing and we're doing very well. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this incredible opportunity? So I feel like I'm forever indebted to this country. So everything I do, I'm going to give back to the community. And some of the things that we do, like the roof for veteran, shelter for veteran. We give 12 roofs for veteran last year. We did the golf tournament the second year in December. We raised over $75,000. So we're going to give back to the community so much, and it's so loud. Like, we do videos. Like, there's nothing wrong with, if nobody sees it, it's fine. But it's okay to give and everybody sees it. So we can move this country forward. We can move this industry forward. It's a little bit my mission now. I can talk to you about this after. But when you talk about people will see your billboards, see your trucks all over, everywhere. Well, we got so much of a positive impact in the community that they're like, yeah, awesome, Monarch everywhere. Go Monarch. We have a lot of people that are pro Monarch. They're happy to see us. We're becoming, and again, I'm probably exaggerating this right now, but I want to feel like we have fans out there. Not, Monarch, yeah, they do roofing. No, Monarch Roofing, I know somebody out there. Hey, these guys are maniacs. I want to be part of this one day. I wish they would hire me. I want to work there. the feeling. So having overkilling it on marketing, I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe we need to be more aggressive. I think we're pretty aggressive
No,
most of the time.
I think the trick is what I'm hearing is like it has to be infused with positive energy. It has to be, you have to create attachment. So if you're just hammering people in the face and you're not bringing some emotion into it and bringing some like positive for the community into it, then you might feel that. But if you are making it bigger than yourself, you're trying to find people that are trying to be part of something bigger than themselves. And if you're trying to make your marketing about being part of something bigger than yourselves, then it's not going to feel that repetitive.
You're right. You're right. I think it's people are looking for it, or I get pictures sometimes of people like they see a billboard. I love your new billboard, text message, just different random things. So it's great to be part of this community, man. It's a special place for sure.
We've got a couple last questions for you here. The first one being, you've been working with Hook Agency for 3 years, and I know that we're doing more for Vertex and some of the other companies in the portfolio, and they love us. But for you, I know that Monarch saw a 92% increase in leads from organic search this year. How has SEO played a part in your overall marketing strategy? Is there anything that's been surprising to you about working with Hook Agency compared to other marketing agencies that you've worked with in the past?
Great question, Tim. And we try for a long time to do it in-house, like SEO, like, we can figure it out. We've tried doing it, keyword, AdWords, and we check the metrics ourselves. But I really need to focus on the business, even though we had somebody specifically at that time for that. Unless I had enough time to be a leader for that person, even if our marketing director was trying to get it there, we didn't know enough. Like, there's a difference between doing it sometimes and doing it all the time. And SEO, it's something that we play a plain level field. Like, people from everywhere can do SEO. It's behind a computer. It's really competitive, in my opinion. And to start to learn it, to become the best, I'm like, I gotta spend 10,000 hours. I don't have 10,000 hours. The guy we just hired, he doesn't have 10,000 hours. The marketing director, she didn't have 10,000 hours in that. So like, man, we really need some help to get somebody that has those hours, that's done it, that's got it's easy to find a marketing company. They're everywhere, right? Every corner. But I have somebody that's been working with roofing companies over and over and over and has mastered the process, so we can get, as much as possible, good leads. My expectations were very low, Tim. Like, I'm like, all right, as long as we get leads, we get some momentum, we get people hopefully to see us first, we can get on the roofs really to get to meet people. I'm happy with that. And it's really been awesome because it's like, I have a problem, which is very rare. I wish I could do that all the time, okay? With employees, we hire somebody. Like, a lot of times we think, I have problems, I'm going to hire somebody to fix that. It doesn't work like this. But then with this part, with SEO, like, all right, Tim and your team, can you guys fix that? You really took advantage of the opportunity, and kudos to you. And you can see the results because now you're exposed to, we're $50 million, we exposed to a $500 million business. So that's all because of your great work, man. If you didn't have customers' experience at heart, that would never happen.
Yeah, and thank you for giving us a shot. It matters. It obviously matters to the growth of our company, and I really appreciate you doing that. Last question is just like, what do you got going on now? Is there anything you want to share with us, and where can people go to check you out?
Very good, yes. And we talk about a lot of different things. It was awesome today, Tim. But we talk about a lot of times our vision and mission and core values and stuff like this. And I'm not a day-to-day at Monarch Roofing anymore. I'm still very proud founder forever. I got Monarch tattoo on my heart for sure, bleed blue, a Monarch maniac. But the mission, the vision, it's always been for Monarch, providing a homeowner what they deserve, the best. And the mission is to through customer acquisition, but through the best customer experience possible. So those two things, the last 17 years I've been working on hard, and it's guiding me towards where we're at now, the opportunity to partner up with Vertex. And I hope that more companies are getting this opportunity more and more and more. Such a very special moment in their lifetime in the roofing industry in general. It was not around 17 years ago when I started. By the way, in 5 days, it's going to be the 18th anniversary. So it was not around. We didn't know about this. Now to the opportunity. So my my vision switch a little bit is to really is to make millionaires. I've been saying this for a little while, but now it's really impacted lives to make millionaires. And my mission, how I'm going to do it, is my goal is to get to 15 roofing companies, at least to get their companies to be sold. Hopefully with us, with Vertex, I'm trying to attract the best roofing companies with us because I know how driven and organized, and I feel like it's best of the best companies. Again, I'm preaching I'm biased, but Vertex
Well,
done
you
something
guys, I
very
mean, no,
special.
I mean, like Eustace and some of the MHI, just some really solid companies that had great reputations in the industry and with homeowners that are joining up. So it's like there's only a couple of the private equity groups that I feel like are attracting the best companies, and you guys is definitely one of them.
So that's my my little pitch for you, Tim. And what I want is to help as many companies to 15 this year, but I'm also thinking 15 that are ready for next year. And I don't care where to go. I just want to have some talk because it took me 3 years to get my company ready, and that's way too long. If I knew now what I knew then, would have been a lot faster. But I read many books. I talked to a lot of mentored or in private equity, not so much in roofing, to understand how it works. There's a great book. It's a private equity playbook by Adam Coffey. Recommended to everybody that's thinking about selling their business. Read it now, so if you want to sell in 2 years, you're ready. Okay, that helped me tremendously. So yeah, the best way to reach me, if you go on LinkedIn, under my name, there's a Calendly link. You can do a 30 minutes free session on my profile, and then I'll be happy with you to again talk about anything roofing. I love shingles, and my goal is to advance this beautiful industry forward in any way possible, and hopefully make many more millionaires out there.
Love that, man. Well, appreciate you being on. Thank you, everyone, for watching the podcast. It's put on by hookagency.com, Hook Agency all over social media. See you later.